Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Oxford United preview show. We are going to get started as quickly as possible so as not to waste your time. But before I do, please have a look below at our Patreon. We are newly on there, and we really appreciate your support. Put your predictions below. And without further gilding of the lily, tell me about Oxford's week in the lead up to this.
Well, Thomas, a week that brought everybody back down to earth. It started with a 0-0 draw against Ipswich, which is one... where Oxford didn't play very well in, but they got away with it. They got away with a point, and then we moved on to Portsmouth on Tuesday night. And that's where we really came unstuck. And a lot of people have gone, thrown the toys out of the pram, do all those things that they like to do. It wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a good performance in either game. But I think you just need to take, rather than just saying, that's it, we're not going to get promoted, that's it, are we not as good as we think we are? Let's just say that little dips in form happen throughout the season. And I know we're recovering from a bad start, but this did happen last year where we lost to Peterborough, Rotherham and Sunderland in a short space of time in between some cup games and some draws. And it felt like that was the end of the season. And all of a sudden the form picked up again and we got 5 wins on the bounce and we stormed back into the playoffs. So it can happen again. There's still a long way to go, so let's not get absolutely crazy. Remember, these games against Portsmouth always seem to play out to be very attritional, very warlike, and both sides come away from it, whether you win, lose or draw, just feeling absolutely drained.
The playoffs were tough.
But I am hoping that this game will be a lot better. I think it's going to be a lot more open. I think we really struggled trying to break down Ipswich and Portsmouth. And I think this one's going to be a lot more of an open affair. It's just the way MK Dons play, which I think will help Oxford a lot because they're trying to get some rhythm back into their play, trying to get the creative players need a bit more space. And I think they'll get a lot of that on Saturday. Well, hopefully. I don't think it's a game we need to rush out. I know everybody wants this reaction and us to go crazy. It's not a game. We don't need to rush out and high press or anything like that against MK Dons. I think actually the opposite. I think we do need to sit back. I think we probably will need to soak up a bit of pressure because they're a possession-based side, and I think we do need to try to hit them on the break. I think we need to try and play in transition, hit them with pace on the break, turn it over high, and then once we've got a footing in the game, I think there'll be periods where Oxford do dominate the ball and do sort of have control of it as well. But I am quite confident that it will be a better performance. I'm just going to run through what I think the Oxford lineup is going to be. And then I'll throw it over to you. And then we'll go on to the best bit of the video, which is some fan predictions. So let's start with, obviously, the shocks. Stevens in goal. Ruffles, Long, Atkinson, Moore. We know this. Goran will return to the side. And I know there's been some people up in the air about that decision. It's like, maybe he wasn't quite fit. Have you ever thought about that? Robinson might have just been trying to hide things and stuff like that. So again, let's give everyone a bit of the benefit of the doubt. Goran back in that holding role. I think the 2 midfield players I think are going to be Brannigan and are going to be Sykes. Left wing is going to be Barker. Right wing is going to be Shodipo. And up front, Matty Taylor returns to the side. I think that's the strongest lineup we can possibly pick. Maybe Barker over Shodipo, pretty much interchangeable. That still gives you options to play players from the bench. And you've got people like Elliot Lee that can come on and influence the game. And Winnall, I know he didn't have a great game, but he's still a useful player to bring on. And that's the lineup, I think. And I do think it's going to be good enough. I think it's going to be a bit of a gunslinger kind of game, kind of edge of your seat kind of thing. Both sides, you have a go, we have a go kind of thing, certainly towards the end of the game. But I do think Oxford will come out on top, and I think they will win, despite MK Dons wearing white and looking huge. Oxford will win 2-1.
I don't share your optimism for this game, Ian. I'm going to be totally honest. I already gave my prediction. I think that it would be 3-1 to the Dons, and I'm not changing that. They currently sit in 13th. They're on 41 points with Green Army, Plymouth Argyle, on 42 points above them, and Blackpool just below them. They've won 50% of their last 10 games. They've won 3 of the last 4 that they've played. They have hit form at a very good time, and they've hit form in a way where whenever they lose, they seem to bounce back with a win. And we know they lost 4-2 to Shrewsbury. Therefore, logic dictates they come back with a win here. They have as many wins as losses, though. and they've also got almost as many draws. They are very much a 33.3 repeating % team and everything. They would like to win, draw, and lose as many as everything else. Currently managed by Russell Martin, who ended his playing career in November 2019 to become the manager. I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he's done to this team. He's turned them into a really hard team to beat, and they score a lot. It's the draws that have cost this side. With a couple of these draws turning into wins, they'd be significantly further up the table.
Every team can say that.
Yes. Yes. Also, do you know this is going to be a basketball game, Ian?
It could more of a netball match.
So they play a 3-5-2. They have a very established formation, which I think has helped them for their form. Sermon or Fraser play in the attacking center midfielder role with Griggs and Jerome up front. By the way, two players that probably could play in the Premier League. One of them has played, and one of them is a championship striker. Jerome.
He's not good enough to play in the Premier League.
Played for Stoke for like 5 years.
Yeah, how long ago?
Yeah, but still.
So he's not good enough to play in the Premier League now.
So as we move up this, Cameron Jerome has 10 goals and 4 assists in the league. Scott Fraser has 9 goals and 3 assists. And Griggs, who's only played about 4 games, has 2 goals and 2 assists, which already puts him as the 5th highest scorer on the team. MK Dons fans, let me know, but I expected more end product from Andrew Sermon. He's only got 1 goal and 2 assists since he arrived in November. I know he's still getting back to fitness, but this is an almost Premier League quality player. At the Premier League level, he wasn't always fantastic, but he did play for Bournemouth. He played there for a while. He's definitely a championship player. So is he doing other things off the ball that are working, or are his stats I don't know. Let me know. Ethan Laird has come over from Man United. He's looked really good. His assist to Will Grigg against Shrewsbury was absolute class. And he beats 2 men before putting the ball in the box. He actually had 2 appearances for Man United in the Europa League. Yes, Ian, laugh. Go on, giggle a little bit. But he's looked really good. He's a really good young right back, which Man United fans have been really high on for a couple of years. MK Dons run football matches, Ian. They average over 60% of the ball in literally every game. There are games when they're up to 76%. Now, at the beginning of the season, this cost them because they did nothing with the ball, and they'd end up losing or drawing matches because nothing actually happened. But of all the clubs currently sitting outside the playoffs, Charlton are the only one that have scored more goals than them. They scored 44 goals. But what happens is, because they control the ball for so long, they just turn off at defending. They've conceded 40 goals this season. It's disastrously bad at the back when they decide to fall apart. This is epitomized in their loss against Shrewsbury, where in the opening 20 minutes, they conceded 2 or 3 goals. And you're just like, well, you're sunk now. You're never going to come back. And they did really well to fight back to 4-2. I think Martin's building something here. I think that they have a shot against the playoffs this year. And if they're not in the playoffs this year, they're definitely a side that will challenge for promotion next year. I think Oxford are going to have a much harder time of this, though. I don't think Oxford are going to enjoy not having the ball at all. I don't think Oxford players right now are gambling and trying to drive into space and break the lines. And we talked about that on the live streams and on our post-match stuff. And I think against MK Dons, if you want to beat them, you have to really, when you have the ball, just be not direct as in boot the ball forward, but you have to hit them as quickly as you can and try and smash through. And Oxford seem really kind of pedantic with their build-up play right now. And that's why I don't think they'll win. I think MK Dons having 65% of the ball is just going to knock Oxford out the tie. And I think MK Dons will win this 3-1.
Boo! But good research as always, Thomas. I do think you are slightly overinflating the Milton Keynes Dons because you have a love affair with them and they have an ex-Man United player. But a win for MK Dons would take them level on points with Oxford. So, at the moment, it looks like they're quite far away in terms of league position, but it shows you how tight League One is. A bit of sad news before we jump into fans' predictions is Marcus McGuane. It is official. He is out for the rest of the season. So, big blow for Oxford in that one. But it does mean that Jeremiah Sykes will get game time. So, every cloud. As always, or not always, but as what has become the norm over the last few weeks, you don't want to hear what me and Thomas think about this. You want to hear what our loyal, dedicated fan base, and we have got a new one this week as well, which is very exciting. But as always, we lead off with our opening batsman. We do lead off with Matthew Bowden.
Hey, very biased opinions. Matt Bowden here with this week's prediction. I'm going to go for the bookie's favourite, 0-0. Every bookie loves a 0-0.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, not another one. Can we sit through another 0-0? Is it even possible?
Thomas, these fans have got to listen to Stanis Baratheon.
Is that
a good
pessimistic?
act doesn't wash out the bad, but a bad act doesn't wash out the good.
Good point. Good point.
But thank you, Matthew. And as well, as always, we say go check out Oxford Downs YouTube page and subscribe to their channel because Matthew runs that channel and it is awesome. But we move on. With a heavy heart, we move on to one of our Patreon backers, our new Patreon backers. That is pessimistic brother Alan. Let's see what he says. No doubt he's going to go for an Oxford loss.
Hello, VBO. Just recording this just after we lost to Portsmouth, which was a shocking match. And we do look really rusty at the moment. We just seem to have lost all our confidence and it's going to be a struggle to reach the playoffs. Having said that, Milton Keynes Don are not much cop at the moment, and we are generally quite good at beating the lesser teams. So I'm going to predict Oxford 93, Milton Keynes Dons 1.
I'm so confused right now. Is there a gun to his head in the background? Is there like a bloke stood behind the camera just going like, you stay in?
That's the only thing I could think of as well. He's literally he said he's just watched the Portsmouth game and yet he's still gone for an Oxford win.
Clearly we've bullied him too much by calling him pessimistic brother Alan this much.
Hey, but thank you for the Patreon backing. Third on the list is all the way from Belgium. He missed last week. He got the older version of himself to come on last week, but it is Jack from Belgium.
A disappointing loss to Portsmouth. I know Oxford will come back strong and win this weekend 3-1. Also, after my last prediction, Tom said I was no genius. My prediction was closer than yours, so maybe we should swap positions. Okay, bye.
I think it's time to retire. That's all I'm getting out of this. It's time to retire.
You know what, Tom? If he wants to replace you, I'd welcome it in a heartbeat. But I don't want him to replace me because I don't want to go back to being a child because I don't want to relive those daily beatings.
Who's next?
Coming in number 4 is Jordan, Las Vegas.
Hello, very unbiased opinions. Jordan, Las Vegas here. I think Oxford MK Dons is going to be 2-1. Also, I'd just like to say the difference between Chris Wilder and Michael Appleton when they left. Chris Wilder left us halfway through the season and practically destroyed our season. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks.
Is that his real name?
Of course. His show business name when he's part of Blue Man Group out there.
Okay.
And thank you, Jordan, for sending it in again. He's gone for an Oxford 2-1 win. I absolutely respect the opinion that you have on Wilder and Appleton. I think we had a chat about it on the live stream. I gave my reasons for why I always, have a soft spot for Wilder, mainly because of the 2010 playoffs and getting us back into the Football League. But if that's the way you feel, if you feel he abandoned us, then, I'll say, what can I say? He
went down to the shop, Ian. He went to pick up a pack of cigarettes. He never came back.
Found in Northampton.
Now in Sheffield. I can see you, Dad. I can see you.
Coming in, number 5. And I do apologise because I'm going to butcher the name. It's the first time ever for Vasilis Nakas.
You guys, so my prediction for the match against MK Dons is MK Dons a 0, Oxford a 2. We will win this easily.
Vass, I'm so happy we finally got one of your videos in. You keep giving us predictions right after we've recorded and produced the thing. Oxford to win, it makes me happy. I hope they win. I don't think they will, but it makes me happy.
Don't listen to him, he knows nothing. Nothing.
You know nothing. I know nothing.
You know nothing, Tom Hickory.
Snow.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you. And I say we do hope that you are right with your score. But finally, we move on to the 6th score prediction, by no means least. He is another one of our Patreon backers. And thank you so much to Matt from Grandstand Bettors. Let's see what he has to say about this game.
Grandstand Bettors here with your Oxford United MK Dons prediction. Once I finally scrolled all the way down to League One to find where both of these teams actually played, I decided that they're both not in great form, so a 2-2 draw sounds about right. They'll get 1 point here, which, let's be honest, is 1 more point than Oxford got last time out. 2-2, Oxford MK Dons.
Matthew, I hate Wycombe Wanderers.
Wow, powerful stuff there. But again, thanks, Matt. We really appreciate all the backing. If you haven't gone and checked out Grandstand Bettors yet, go and check it out. The details are on the screen. Their YouTube channel is exploding because they basically get so many predictions right and they win you so much money. Get over there, get yourself some daily picks, win yourself some cash. Also, check out their channel on Fridays because you're going to start to see a very special video featuring me. You on it too? And Thomas. Yes, we're doing some soccer predictions, or football if you like to call it that, if you're crude. And
soccer ball.
Doing that over there on his channel, so check that out. Usually will come out on a Friday. And but other than that, thank you to everybody that sent in their videos. It's awesome. I think that's 6 again. If we can get more next week, that'll be absolutely amazing. But you're, as I said on the video in the week, you're all bloody legends in my book. Stop the presses. We have one more. We have a 7th. It's a magnificent 7. We wasn't sure whether he was going to come through for us, but Matthew Lumby, our Tangerine man, that's right, our Blackpool fan, has given us his prediction. But I must warn you of just don't look directly at it because it is very bright.
Sorry about the awful quality again. It's really dark, but I'm going to go with MK Dons 1, Oxford 2. I'm backing you, even though you're in quite bad form. I'm going to back you against MK Dons. You will reignite the playoff push. Come on, boys. Up the poll.
Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for liking, commenting, subscribing. Please, predictions below. Send in your videos. Check out our Patreon. It keeps us going. We love all of you dearly. I'm genuinely hoping for an Oxford victory. I'm sorry I haven't predicted it. Ian obviously has predicted it, and he is a savant. Please join us tomorrow for the live stream at 2:45. Please join us at like 8 or 9 o'clock when we do our review of it. And please join us on Sunday when maybe we'll have a video coming out for the Premier League. But,
No. I can say that now. We're not.